behind the barrier. Enemy spotted.
Welcome back to Unboxed for my Ryzen 5 1600 build inside the very pretty Cooler Master Case Maker 5T, or should I say the once pretty Master 5T. Anyways, many of you know I decided to customize this build beyond the typical component selection by taking to the case with a few spray cans. The idea here was to make the case Ryzen themed, because we are using a Ryzen processor, and when I started this, which was quite a few weeks before Computex, Ryzen was still quite a hot topic, and well, it is now really. Anyway, the idea was to go with black, which the case was mostly black, so I didn't have to do any work there, but replace the red highlights with orange. Typically AMD builds are red and black, but with Ryzen being more orange than red, I thought change that to orange. And add a bit of grey as well, because it's sort of grey and orange is the Ryzen colour, or the colour of the box. I've got the box down here. Except as you can see, the grey I went with is a bit too light to match the box. The box is a darker kind of grey. But anyway, not to worry. A few of you still said it looked really good, you liked it, and it made it look like an Overwatch build. So I thought, what the hey, let's call it RyzenWatch. Pretty creative, I know. I'm not great coming up with names, but anyway, that's what it is, RyzenWatch. And for this video, I thought I'd do a little bit of everything. Hopefully I won't drag it out for too long, but I thought I'd show the build coming together, all the components that I've painted and all that sort of stuff going into the build, and then a bit of hands-on gaming action. So it should be a lot of fun. For this in-your-face build, I have not just the amazing Maker 5T case and Ryzen 5 1600 processor, but also the ASRock Fatality X370 Gaming K4 and 32GB of DDR4 memory. Cooler Masters also sent along an army of their Master Fan Pro 120 Air Balance RGB fans, their impressive looking Master Liquid Pro 280, and their fully modular V-Series 650W power supply. In addition to all that, Cooler Master also provided their fancy new RGB LED controller. This is a digital controller which interfaces with some slick Windows-based software, and it allows users to quickly and conveniently apply countless colours and effects. I played around with this a bit and I was really impressed with how well polished the software was, but in the end I went with a fairly ordinary looking static orange colour, but I think for this build it complements it perfectly. But it's nice to know that you can change the look of the build really quickly at the click of a button. For the graphics card, I decided to stick with AMD for this one, and I went with the very impressive Aorus RX 580 XTR 8GB, because hey, it looks impressive and the performance is really good for the price. Then for the storage, we have the Samsung 850 EVO 500GB and Seagate's 2TB Fire CUDA. So the plan is to put it all together, and hopefully we end up with a really cool looking gaming PC capable of tackling all the latest titles. We also recently reviewed the AOC AG251FZ 240Hz gaming monitor, and since this is a Ryzen/Overwatch build, I thought it would be cool to see what kind of settings are needed to maintain 240 FPS in that title. So in order to find out, we need to finish putting this thing together, so let's do that and then reconvene for some gameplay afterwards. So the monitor being used supports a massive 240Hz refresh rate, and I found for the most part using the high quality preset, the system was able to maintain over 200 FPS in Overwatch, often well over 200 FPS in fact. The gameplay was incredibly smooth, certainly smoother than anything I've experienced previously. The Ryzen 5 1600 was overclocked to 4GHz for this test, so make note of that. That said though, the RX 580 was left stock, though to be fair there really isn't much OC room here anyway. But yeah, the performance was incredible, and while I don't really play Overwatch, I have to admit I do really like the game. I sadly just don't have much time to play games these days. I found it quite hard to pull myself away from this setup. It was a heap of fun and just such an amazing experience. Jumping over to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, another game I don't really play or have much experience with, but the rig worked very well. I didn't need to be a CSGO expert to tell that much. Again, using the high quality settings, the frame rate sat above 200 FPS for the most part, and as you might expect, provided a very smooth experience. So while Ryzen might not be the absolute best solution for high refresh rate gaming, it can certainly get the job done, and as we've just seen, it's very suitable for these esports titles. When not playing games, the R5 1600 has a natural advantage over those high quad-core parts, and it's much better for rendering and encoding work. Well, there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the RyzenWatch build, and a big thanks to Cooler Master for providing so much of their hardware to make it possible. I thought a great way to end this video would be to announce that I will be giving away the RyzenWatch rig on the channel very soon. Right now I am working with a few other YouTubers to organise a multi-system giveaway. We're still ironing out the details, but expect more information soon. And of course, if you liked this video, please hit the like button, helps us out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the little notification bell so you will be made aware of our content as it goes live. I'm your host Steve, see you again soon guys.